Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Denise. I'm a manifestation coach. If you would like to sign up with me for one-on-one coaching, there's a link in the description below. If you want to learn more about manifestation and law of assumption, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Today, we are talking about free will. I'm going to remind you that nobody in your reality has free will. And how is this true? How is this possible? How is this real? Well, because your whole reality, every little itty bitty and large piece of it that you ever have been, are currently, and ever will become consciously aware of, is just a reflection of your state of consciousness. You are pushing out your assumptions, you are pushing out your dominant thoughts and beliefs, and they're being reflected back to you. Your whole reality is your own consciousness being out pictured, and then it's like you're walking through the garden that you have planted. That's a great analogy for it, which may have been used already, but nonetheless, your reality is the garden that you've planted, and you get to then walk through it, and you get to see it and look at everything and how beautiful it is, or how unsightly it is, and you don't even want to look at it, but nonetheless you planted it, so there it is. You get to touch the leaves, you get to touch the petals, you get to smell the sensations, all of that, right? That's what your reality is. You have planted a garden with your consciousness through your thoughts, your assumptions, your beliefs, where you're putting your attention and your awareness, and the things you keep affirming as true for you. And then your 3D is the blossoming of that garden. It's the manifestation of the seeds you've planted. So everything in your reality is totally malleable. Now, to the extent that you can change the reflection or change what you're seeing in your reality is directly proportionate to the extent with which you can change your concept of yourself in relation to what is in your reality. So if you're manifesting a specific person, if you're manifesting a job, if you're manifesting more money, you have to look at what the story is you're holding about yourself in relation to that person, in relation to that job, in relation to money or abundance or wealth, and start shifting your consciousness into a more desired story. So when it comes to free will, I have found that it works better for us to fully grasp it when we contemplate it rather than trying to hammer it in by affirming over and over again. Nobody has free will in my reality. Nobody has free will. I'm the only one with free will. I'm the only one with free will. That's just, again, like if you haven't watched my video on mental diet, that's just a way of thinking a thought, like the action of thinking something, without actually practicing to be the thinker of the thought, without practicing to actually contemplate what would it be like if I really believed this were true. So start contemplating. If you struggle with the concept of free will, start contemplating, what if nobody has free will? What if they are just a reflection of my assumptions? What if I can change my assumptions and I see the reality respond accordingly? What have I had show up in my reality that I do remember having very strong assumptions about, or just assumptions, period, that I remember having thoughts about, that I remember having beliefs about? How many times in my life have I thought about somebody and then they phoned or texted me? How many times have I thought of an old friend and then ran into them at the grocery store or the gas station? How many times have I been in a conversation with somebody and started talking about the same thing at the same time? Like, there are all of these instances around us. How many times have I wanted a certain make or model of car and then that's all I saw everywhere? There are so many times for all of us where we have seen and experienced that this world is us being pushed out and that it is responding to our thoughts. And even science has proved that what you perceive in your 3D reality is the manifestation of what the perceiver assumes they will perceive. And so we see these coincidences, and that's what we do. We call them coincidences. We see these synchronicities, and we call them synchronicities, and we think it's so cool and so exciting, and how fun was that? But we don't really grasp and stop to go, holy shit, that's everyone as you pushed out. That's my assumptions being reflected back. That's my state of consciousness being outpictured. I'm walking through the garden of the seeds I planted with my thoughts and assumptions and beliefs. So, just like you can't change an outfit in your mirror, right? If I just touched my mic, sorry. Also, thank you guys for your feedback on my sound. Hopefully, I fixed it. I think I was inadvertently disconnecting my mic with a button on my keyboard and making the external mic not be connected, even though it was still connected physically. So hopefully it's better. If not, I'll just get a new mic. So we'll see how this video pans out, how it sounds. But anyway, so just like I can't put on an outfit and then go stand in front of the mirror and look at the mirror and try to make it change in the reflection, you can't change your outpictured reality that way. You can't change the garden that you've already planted, right? How do you change it? You have to rip all that stuff out and plant new seeds. So the ripping out would be revising any nasty, negative old memories that you don't like, or just taking your attention off of it. And then planting new seeds is your definition of aim. What do you want to see in the future? What concept do you want to hold of yourself now in relation to this person, to this desire? And then understanding that you need to just leave the reflection alone. Don't even look at it. Like if you don't like the outfit, don't go stand in front of the mirror. Don't go look at it. Walk away. Walk away from that bitch. Walk away. And then change your clothes. Go put on a new fit. So walk away, change your concept, change your mind, change the story you're telling. And while you're working on recreating new assumptions about your desires to manifest a greater reality for yourself, start practicing smaller things, things that we would perceive as smaller because we don't have emotional attachment or strong desire for them to manifest. Start affirming and intending and imagining and conceptualizing that someone wears a certain outfit, that someone starts wearing a certain color that they always say they don't like, that someone orders a certain beverage when you go out to eat or drink, that someone talks about a certain thing. I used to intend that people would talk about roller coasters. Can't tell you how many conversations I have been around where people are talking about roller coasters, mostly in the grocery store, which is really strange. But I mean, at least 6 or 8 times around the period of time where I was affirming for this, I have conscious memory of it. I remember talking about unicycles. I wanted to see unicycles. I've seen 2 or had seen 2 after the fact. Wheelbarrows was one. And I remember seeing a man on a city, it's a small city. I don't live in like San Francisco, but on an intersection in the city I live, he was like walking down the sidewalk, turning the corner where there was a Jack in the Box and a gas station on the other corner. And he had a wheelbarrow. And then there were ladders. I saw a guy with a ladder strapped to his bike. This is all when I was playing with all of this stuff, when I was really practicing it a lot, the smaller things that I called smaller that we don't have attachment to. I didn't really care if I saw ladders. I didn't really care if I saw wheelbarrows. But this is how I reinforced my belief that everyone is me pushed out. This reality is just the outpicturing of what I'm focused on with my attention, where I'm putting my awareness, where I'm putting my thoughts. So start doing that with things in your reality. Do it every day. Keep practicing, keep looking for it, keep pointing it out to yourself. When you do manifest an experience, whether it's desirable or undesirable, at least acknowledge that you were the cause, that you are the creator of that came from your internal state of consciousness. Really becoming aware of it, contemplating it, opening your eyes to it, opening your mind to it, opening your ears to it. Just open up to the possibility of it and start playing around with it. Also keep focusing on your desires that you do have emotional attachment to. Don't give up on that. You know, as you start to see other things show up more and more, and it reinforces that belief within you, it becomes easier to start to apply this to the things that are more important to you. So nobody in your reality has free will. And I hate to break it to you, but even you in your reality don't have free will. Like, you have free will with your mind. You have free will. You have free will with your thoughts. You have free will with where you put your attention. Once you have an assumption, everything in your reality, not just what others are doing and what you're seeing outside of you, but what you're doing in reality happens automatically from your state of consciousness. It happens automatically from your assumptions. So, like I've said before, also don't worry too much about what you're doing in 3D. Put your effort and your attention on what you're thinking while you're in your 3D, because you're living in your imagination 100% of the time. Even when you're in your 3D, like interacting with someone, you're in here telling a story about what that interaction means. So put your effort into cleaning all that shit up and start telling better stories and start assigning better meanings and start choosing better conversations in your mind and better outcomes and persist in that. So, yeah, nobody has free will in your reality. Everything that's being manifested in your reality, including the things you're doing through action and through words, are happening automatically from your dominant or natural assumptions. So focus all of your effort and all of your attention on your assumptions. All right? Okay. I will see you guys next video.